Hey everybody, welcome to Snagging Grass and Catching Bass. I'm your host, Brian Likes to Fish. We got Dave Rage on tonight. It's going to be a fun show. We're talking about kayaking from Mission Bay all the way to San Diego Bay. Wow, let's get this going.
Hey guys, Chad here with Hooga Baits. You know, when I'm slaving away here, making the best baits in the world for you guys to slay with, you know I'm watching Snagging Grass and Catching Bass with my good buddy and spotty slayer, Brian Likes to Fish. You!
Ooh, let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Snagging Grass and Catching Bass. We got a cool show tonight. We're talking about the Pickle Run 2025. If you don't know what that is, hang tight. We're going to tell you how you can participate in this free adventure that's going on October 18th. It's going to be a great time. We got Dave Rage on here, who has done this Pickle Run at least 3 or 4 times. I think this is my 4th time maybe this year doing it. So I'm excited to do it. It's been a very fun event in the past. It is a little grueling, but we're going to talk about that. Let's get some shout outs here. We got the Bay Creeper himself. What's up, Leonard? Leonard, how's the foot, man? Are you back in action? Are you back on the kayak? You back out fishing? What's going on? We got Carl Black. He says snagged. What's up, Carl? Glad that you tuned in tonight. Carl, are you coming down for the Pickle Run? Carl, you are on PB shout outs tonight with a huge PB shout out. So hang out for that at the end of the show. Glad to have you, Carl. We got Leonard says, Carl. We got Jared Brecht. What's up, Jared? The family watching tonight says, what's up, guys? Jared, what are you doing this weekend? Are you coming down to the Pickle Run? That's right up your and Cash's aisle, man. That's a sweet kayak journey if you haven't done that yet. So let me know. We got the Judge in the house. What's up, Judge? How are you doing? What are you doing now that you're not judging, by the way, Judge? Are you just fishing? I know Judge has been spending some time down at the PB pipe. I guess it's PB pipe. Yeah, the pipe down there, catching all kinds of fish. Leonard says, haven't been on my kayak in over a year. No, Leonard, let's get that thing going. Look at who we got late. Captain Dan. Captain Dan says, tuned in and hope to have the boat fixed for the Pickle Run. That would be awesome. Captain Dan has been on the Pickle Run several times, and he's out there as our support boat. So that would be awesome to have you back out there. Let's go ahead and bring in our guest. Welcome, Dave Rage. Thank you.
What's up, guys? How's everyone
Judge
doing?
Says he's still working on his boat, Dave. And I was over at the Judge's house, I don't know, a week or so ago, and he's not got 1 boat, he's got 2 boats.
I know, I saw that. He was telling me I need to buy it off of him.
So. Oh, his old boat or the new boat?
I think he was trying to say the new boat. We'll see. We don't know. We'll see.
The new boat's pretty cool. It's a little bit bigger. I know he's swapping out like the trolling motor and putting the electronics on it and stuff. So it's a journey. Not just buying a boat, but getting the boat prepped the way you like it. That's the hard part. Let's see. We got Stephen Gage in here. What's up, Stephen? You making it on the Pickle Run this year? Yes or no? Glad to have you in here, Stephen. So Dave, is this your 3rd or 4th time on the Pickle Run? Uh-oh, we've lost his audio. Hold on, hang tight there, Dave. I think we've lost your audio. I'll get him back. All right, go ahead and try it now, Dave.
Am I there?
There you go. You're there.
All right.
Hey.
Yeah.
So is this your 3rd or 4th year on the?
I think it's 3. I didn't do the very first one, and I didn't do last year. Just stuff happens, life happens, so wasn't able to do it last year. But yeah, I've tried to do it every other year. So super fun, very different than like being in the bays. So it can be intimidating the first time, but if we got a group of people, it's safety in numbers. We got a support boat. What could go wrong?
Steven Gage says, "Yep, I'll be there." Yeah, let's go,
Yeah.
Steven.
Yeah.
Although Steven,
Sweet.
okay. So tell me what your kayak craft is. Let me know how you have it rigged. What do you got going? You got a motor on that thing yet?
Yeah. So I
Oh,
have
boy.
a Hobie Outback. I'm looking at it right now. It's a gray Hobie Outback. I got a Garmin fish finder on it. I forgot the number, but it's like a UHV like 7.3 or something like
Yeah,
that. So
the
it's got
SV, that 703 SV or something like that.
yeah. So I got that, and then last year or the year before, I put a motor on it, a Newport Vessel NK 180, and then like 2 months later they went out with the NK 180 Pro. So it's the way it goes. But yeah, it gets me around. In general, it can get me all over the San Diego Bay, all over Mission Bay. Got a 50 amp hour battery, so I've actually tried to see how far I can go, and it's I didn't track the miles or anything like that, but I just said okay, I've been at this 4 hours, really nailing it. So I think it'll do good on Pickle Run. My goal or my initial plan is to pedal for a very long way, and then save that motor for that last stretch coming back into the bay.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, we'll
that's
see, guys. We'll see how long that lasts. I think that motor I think you're going to get to Ingram Bridge and Mission Bay, and you're like, what am I doing? Boom.
yeah.
Power. I think I might be the only one left, dude, without a motor. So I'm leg power the whole way, man.
Yeah.
And I'm
Well,
thinking,
you were outpacing all of us anyways with your leg power. So I don't know if you run all the time or something, but we had to keep up with you, put it that way.
well, I didn't tell you this off, but every pickle run we have a guy that leads it, and I think I've done that 3 years. Where the guy that's got to keep the pace, right? Because we got to get in there. We can't be out there for 30 hours or taking our time. We try to get from one bay to the other in about 10 hours.
Yeah.
And so I was in the years past, I was trying to pace us. We'll go an hour, we'll fish for a while, we'll find a spot, go another hour, fish for a spot. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But guess who's in charge this year of that?
Who's that?
You. That's you. I'm putting you in charge this year. I've been in charge 3 times, so now it's your turn. You're an expert.
We're gonna get in at midnight.
I'm gonna put you in charge of this, Dave. So guys, there's your leader right there. He's gonna be leading us to this is your 3rd trip. You can do it, man. Your 4th trip, maybe. So yeah, you got it.
Cool. Let's do it.
Oh, we got Mark in the house. Mark says, "What's up? What's up, man? California harbor fishing in the house. What's up?"
Yeah.
Mark, spread the news on California harbor fishing that we're doing this event, the Pickle Run, and it's October 18th. And me and Dave are going to go over all the details here in a minute. But it's a free event and it's a fun event. And this is, I think, our 4th year doing it. So looking forward to it. Judge says, Coach said he'll be barbecuing for us. I was wondering that. I wasn't going to ask, but at the end, after Dave mentioned it, and when you get from Mission Bay and you get to the mouth of San Diego, you're like, I did it, I made it. But you don't realize how long that that pedal is for some of us from the opening of San Diego Bay, Ballast Point, all the way to Shelter Island's a journey. Yeah, and I think this year Judge picked it, correct? That it's an incoming tide, I hope.
Yeah, that's not what I saw, but it is what it is. You got to do it. Just don't stop pedaling. If you stop pedaling, you start going backwards. So you know what I mean. You don't have to pedal hard, but you just got to keep going. So
I'm hoping Judge brings this 200-foot ski rope in. I'm just gonna grab onto her, and Judge can just everybody that needs to, we'll just grab her on that rope and just let Judge idle us in.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so guys, hang out. We're going to talk about the Pickle Run, what gear we're taking, safety gear, all the gear that we think that's necessary. We're also going to talk about what fish we're going to be targeting. We're also going to be talking about what gear we're going to be using. That's going to be coming up. But first off, let's go ahead and jump right into this, Dave. Let's get into some weekly news.
Hi, this is K-Dog. If you're not watching Snagging Grass and Catching Bass, you are wrong.
What's up, Cal? It's been a while. Let's see here. Weekly news. So if you guys have an event coming up, California Harbor Fishing, if you got any events coming up, anybody that's got an event coming up, let me know, and I'll try to put it on here for weekly news. And I'm trying to make this so people that want to find out what's going on in the fishing community up in LA, OC, or down here in San Diego, they know what's going on. They know what tournaments are coming on. So if you have anything you want to send me, trash cleanups, whatever, group get-togethers, send it to me, and I'll put it on the weekly news. First up, you're not fishing the bass bowl this year, are you, Dave?
No, I just don't have enough time. Work is killing me this year.
Yeah, we all kind of let ourselves all blow out for Spotty Bowl. That's like a 7-round series plus playoffs if you make it. So usually this is our time to put tournament fishing behind us and kind of just take a breather. But I thought it would be cool, guys, if you didn't know, we started Bass Bowl, goes with the same rules as Spotty Bowl. But we're at third round, which is the last round before playoffs, and that is at El Capitan Reservoir, October 15th through 19th. I think this is wrong. I think I looked on the webpage for the days on that. I think they're closed on Wednesdays and Thursdays, according to the webpage. Before you guys pick the day you're going to go, check the webpage, because these lakes are wacky. They're not like the bays where we just show up and it's open 24/7. We just know it's open. We don't even think about it. But check the webpage, and even if you're a little sus, call the lake and find out if they're open the day you plan on fishing. I'm probably going to fish Monday or Tuesday. Only because the pickle run is on Saturday, so I'm probably going to fish Monday or Tuesday, and I'm going to call that place and make sure I don't wake up at 4:30 in the morning and get there and that gate's not open. So double check your days, guys. But I believe I just checked the webpage. They're closed on Wednesdays and Thursdays and the first Friday of every month, which is not this Friday. So double check it if you're fishing the Bass Bowl. Round 3, going to be exciting. Final round. We're going to set the playoffs with this round. We're going to find out who goes to playoffs. Lake to be announced. We got a tackle meet coming up, Dave. It's we got Steve Heath is putting this on. He sent me this, and it's a tackle meet coming to San Diego, and we'd love for you to come for us. We've been running tackle meet events in LA and Orange County. LA guys, have you been to one of these tackle meets? In Orange County, and now he's bringing them down to San Diego. Tackle sales will feature over 40 vendors. Now, this is in Lakeside, which is in East County. There's the address right on the screen right there. If you have questions about this, you can go to @TackleMeet on Instagram and message Steve direct, and I'm sure he could answer any questions for you. But some of the vendors he's going to have there, Fastlane Kayak's going to be there. That's cool. Manifest Baits, Big Belly Anglers, Anglers Wear, Lifelike Plastics, Ghoulie Jigs, Butthead Baits, JK Baits going to be there. That's cool. Get some sweet crankbaits. Colder
That's not
Ice.
too far from you, right?
No,
Lakeside?
yeah, I'm in Ramona, so that's only about 20 minutes from my house right there.
Nice.
Who knows? I might go by that too. Influencer name. I think I'm gonna hope I'm getting this name right. Sway Moray will be there doing meet and greets too. I think she has a clothing line though. So yeah, if you guys want to go check out some used and new tackle event Lakeside, why not? Why not? Sometimes you get some really good deals at those. It looks like free entry and $10 for parking. Like I said, if you have questions, go to @TackleMeet. Carl Black says Long Beach tackle meet was super fun. Okay, so this is new down here to San Diego. So it sounds like Steve has been doing them up there in LAOC for a little bit, but new to us. So cool. Check it out, guys. Next up, mark your calendar, Dave. Why don't you've been to I almost said it. To Captain Dan's Very Merry Pizza Party.
Yeah, for
describe
sure.
how this goes down.
Yeah, it's a good time. It just kind of gets everyone, away from the kayaks and just kind of socializing, still talking fishing, still, hanging out with everyone. But yeah, just celebrate the holidays a little bit, before you actually have to go with family and do all that kind of fun stuff too. So.
Yeah, and these are like, and just being around all the fishy people that show up. A lot of us, like me and Dave, we know each other for years, but we only get to see each other probably a handful of times a year. So this is a cool event that we get to see all these guys, actually in person and talk to them. So it's fun. And then the main event is Captain Dan, man. He cooks us all pizzas. He's got 3 pizza ovens going, man. It's awesome time, guys. It's a free event. We have a white elephant gift. When we get closer to this, it's a ways out. We'll get some more details, but it's at Mission Bay. But if you want, put it on your calendar. It's free to come and put it on your calendar, and we'll get you some more details on that when we get a little closer. San Diego Anglers, also another tackle swap meet. There's a 25th annual. We talked about this last week, Wednesday, November 12th, at the Portuguese Hall. So 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. If you want to get a table, you can actually sell at this one for $10 per table for members, 20 for non-members. And that's another good place. They have raffles there, all kinds of stuff. Have you been to this one yet?
Nope, not. I haven't been to any of these tackle swap meets. I go to like Day of the Docks, and then like the PCS shows and stuff like that. But none of these like specific tackle meets.
They're interesting. I like it because it's got even all that stuff in your garage right there. If you put together like a little table, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of stuff that's your shelf baits or reels you don't use or whatever like that. Just take it there, and guys like you are there just selling some of their used gear, and some of it's in like perfect condition, like they've only used it a few times, and you can usually get a pretty good deal on it.
Yeah.
And or if you're looking to get rid of some gear, that's a good place to do it too. I've been to this event probably 3 times, and every time it's a good time. And there is people like Chad usually has a table there and stuff like that from Hookup Baits. So there is some other new stuff vendors, but there's a lot of used vendors. So check that out. November 12th. This is canceled, guys. So I mentioned this last week. So the multi-species tournament was canceled. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe it's postponed, but Chad let me know that this is canceled. So if you guys made plans for that, cancel them and jump on the pickle run. It was on the same day, Saturday, October 18th. So that is a multi-species. I'll figure out what's going on with it, and we'll get you some new news on that, but it is canceled. Pickle Run. That's a part of our show. October 18th, 6 a.m., Dana Landing. We're about to describe to you exactly what this is, but man, like I said, if you feel like you're up for an adventure, man, I don't know how else to describe this, but it's definitely an adventure.
Yeah, it's fun. It's super fun.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, we're so used to fishing the bays. You know what I mean? A lot of the guys that kayak fish are not comfortable leaving the bay. You know what I mean? It's out in the ocean, especially if you're by yourself. You know, there's currents and your drive breaks. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
like when I went to La Jolla the first time, it was like super nerve wracking. You know what I mean? Like doing a lot of research and watching videos and stuff. And then once we did it, I was like, not too bad. I can figure this out. And then I did it another time with another small group of people. And then the third time I was like, there's people there. Like, I'm not truly alone. And I just went solo. And that's when I caught my my yellowtail.
Oh, nice.
So I got lucky. My first season out, I got a yellowtail. So and I haven't gone out to La Jolla this year. Just again, work and everything else is too much right now. But yeah, leaving the bay is fun. It's really fun.
You never know what's going to be out there. I don't think we've had a pickle runner yet catch a yellowtail, so somebody's got to do it, right?
Somebody has to do it.
Look who's in chat. We got TV Metal Art says Snag. What's up, Todd? Glad to have you in here. Todd, does Todd have a kayak? Yes, I think he does, right?
Todd has a kayak.
Todd, are you going on the first pickle run, man? He's in good enough shape to do this. Todd, think about it, man. October 18th. Yeah. Okay, some weekly news here. So this was interesting to me. I don't know how interesting as you, but thousands of live deep purple sand dollars were recently discovered, creating an underwater treasure field at La Jolla Shores, captured in a viral video. You guys can look this up on YouTube if you want. In September 2025, these creatures were seen stacked as far as the eye could see, approximately 20 feet beneath the surface, stretching a quarter mile. Dang. Wow. I know. Stretching a quarter mile. The discovery indicates a significant sand dollar population fostering a unique underwater ecosystem. By the way, it's illegal to remove these from the water. What interested me, you guys, we've all snagged a silver dollar, right? Sand dollar, I mean. They're down there, right? And there's like this little thing. But I never knew that they stood up like that. So they're standing up like vertically like that. I don't know.
I thought it was squid or something like that when I first saw the picture. So sand dollars, weird.
I guess in La Jolla right now, there's a huge bloom of them out there. I don't know if there's a fish out there that eats those. It seems like a sheephead or some kind of rockfish or something that grinds that eat those. But if there's a predator out there that eats those, man, they're in fat heaven right there. Wow. That's what they look like when they're underwater, guys. They're standing straight up, but a quarter mile of those, just solid acre of them, basically. That's crazy. Can you see something in that picture?
Yeah. What is that, a shovel nose or something?
Yeah, it's like hidden in there. It looks like a shovel nose to me, but man, you can barely see that. Yeah. So if you go down to La Jolla Shores, guys, and you take your snorkeling mask, dang, you got some serious amount of sand dollars down there right now. Next up, a little bit of bad news, but nothing that we didn't know. But the pollution in San Diego Bay and Mission Bay has reached alarming levels. We've always talked about this, I think, but yeah, I know. The University of San Diego students uncovered significant hidden contaminants. Their August 2025 research, a collaboration with Earthwise and its 24/7 Blue project, utilized recycling cleanup boom. So you could see that little white, looks like styrofoam almost, wrapped in like swaddled up in a net. They put that in there, and by the time they collected it, it was solid brown. Well, that's going to happen, right? Analysis of the booms revealed that concentrations of heavy metal like copper, zinc, arsenic, up to 30 times higher than previous levels.
Oh.
The blooms also collected microplastic, oil, diesel, and invasive species, which they didn't mention what they were, in what appeared to be clean water. Led by Associate Professor Bodius, these findings were considered a wake-up call for public health. The study highlighted that the Tijuana River is mostly the source of the pollution. Yeah, because the San Diego Bay, if you've ever seen like a drone shot, let me see if I got a picture of it. If you ever seen like a drone shot of after a big rain or something from the Tijuana River, it's like a poo river. I don't know how to describe it. A poo river.
Yeah.
And it floats one direction or the other direction. But the opening and mouth of San Diego Bay is actually not that far from the border. San Diego South Bay is linked with toxic air and gases. The public and private partnership only offers students a learning process, also a new environmental cleanup model they're trying to come up with. It, I guess, would be good. The project is exploring bioremediation. That's a big one. To produce biofuel and collect contaminants, and plan to expand the research to Imperial Beach. So we've all seen this sign right here, but this is something, I'm going to put this on full screen, Dave. This is something I saw posted. Is this new? They just, or did I just see this? This is posted over at Shelter Island, the boat launch ramp right there. But it's basically showing what fish are safe to eat. I'm going to bring Dave back in here. And it's weird because there's a difference for women and men, and women from 18 to 49 and children from 1 to 17. And I guess women from 50 years plus and men 18 plus are in the same category. Maybe that's because it's reproductive harm. That's all I could maybe think of here.
I've seen that poster, but I don't know where I've seen it before.
Shelter Island.
Maybe it was at Shelter Island where I saw it.
It's like right as you're launching your boat. It's right there mounted to that pole.
Yeah.
But oddly enough, there's no halibut on this, which I would say would probably be the most popular fish that is kept in the bay. But they're saying right there, spotted bay bass right there. If you keep and eat that, you're only allowed to eat one total serving of that per week. So, interesting. Same with the sand bass, same with the mackerel, and same with the croaker. One serving per week. Looks like the 7 servings per week could be the perch. Or the surf perch.
Is that a Cool Baits boat in the background?
That's it. Todd says you can eat one spotty a week. Yeah, let's just throw them back. It's not worth it. And there's certain fish right there that they say don't eat at all. God, it's hard for me to see that, but I think it says shiner perch. Is that what that says? And I think the other one's a smelt, maybe. So they don't want you eating those at all. So there's your servings, guys. I guess they're warning us. Some of the fish are good. Some of them aren't. My guess is the fish that are up on the top of the list are probably ones that are open closer up to the mouth of the jetty. Seems like to me. And that is it for weekly news, Dave.
All right.
That's right.
Go.
This is Down in SD Roy, and you're watching Snagging Grass and Catching Bass. Make sure you pause it so you can support the sponsors for Spotty Bowl.
Let's go, Roy.
Yeah, Roy.
All right, guys. So I wish I had some music and stuff for this. The pickle run's coming up, guys. So this is the point where me and Dave are going to talk about this. If you guys ever have any questions or comments, go ahead and put those in the chat, and we'll stop and hopefully answer your questions here. Stephen Gage says, that sign is fairly new. I remember seeing it for the first time. I thought it was pretty new. Last time I went down there, I was like, I don't remember seeing that. That's why I took a picture of that. Captain Dan says, true fact, daily limit on sand dollars is 35 per day. Fish and game, not sure if it's specific species or not. Yeah, I have no idea. Are people harvesting Sand dollars to do something with? Can you make a soup or something out of those? I don't.
Who knows? Who knows what you do with sand dollars?
Captain Dan also says, if you've ever dived in San Diego Bay, you would not eat any fish taken past Ballast Point in the bay. Yeah, the very back of San Diego
I could
Bay is
see
probably
that.
pretty. It doesn't seem like a little more stagnant, like the very back southern bay past Coronado Bridge. I don't know.
Yeah.
Lucky for me, I pretty much catch and release almost everything. Okay, Dave, the pickle run. So we're gonna go break this down, guys. We're gonna talk about some of the gear we're gonna bring, like safety gear and stuff. And then we're gonna talk about fish that we're gonna be targeting, and also some of the baits that we're gonna be using. But first, I'm gonna tell you how the pickle run works. So you get to Dana Landing. You're gonna drive. Oh, by the way, guys, if you didn't know, I was trained artistically through the Disney training at Disney Drawing Academy. You've been trained by the Drawing Academy yet?
That's better than a drawing I could do.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you for your pity. But okay, we're gonna get to Dana Atlanta early, so we're gonna get there at however long it takes you to unload your kayak, because we're planning on getting on the water at 6:30. So if you're a person that takes an hour, get there an hour early, half hour early. We're gonna unload. You can say hi to everybody, talk about what we're planning on doing down there. This is where we actually unload the kayaks, which is if you've never been to Dana Landing, there's an area for boats or trucks with boat trailers, and then there's a single car parking way up in the very front. That's normally where we park, is right up in the front in the single car parking. So we'll unload our kayaks right there, and then we take them over to the launch ramp, hopefully around 6 a.m. Get all your gear ready. And then you're going to park your car and you're going to leave it at Dana Landing from there. You're just going to leave that car there. And then we're going to have people shuttle drive vehicles over to the Shelter Island boat launch ramp, where we're going to leave that vehicle. And then those people are going to come back to Dana and hop on their kayak. So when we get to Shelter, there'll be a few vehicles waiting for us. That's how we do this pickle run. So we get down from Mission Bay to San Diego Bay, Shelter Island, and we hop in those vehicles and we run over, and then we get everybody's vehicles. So we get like 4 or 5 people in each car and go and pick up all the vehicles. We'll plan the return shuttle vehicles, guys. We may ask a few people that are going if they want to volunteer for that, but I'll be probably one of them. My truck fits 5 people, so we'll see how many people sign up, and that's how we'll plan that. Everybody in the water by 6:30 and ready to go. We got to get going on this. We can't 6:30, and then we meet out front of Dana Landing. There's all the docks right there, and there is where we're going to meet out front. So once you get your kayak in the water, you're going to float out past the docks and just hang out there until we get the whole group out there organized and ready to go. And that's when we'll take our group photo. Salty Dangler right there. It's been a while, eh?
Yeah, we haven't seen him around in a long time.
I see Steven. Is that Roy in the back? Yeah, I haven't seen Salty for a while. Hopefully he'll just show up there. Hey, Judge says the pickle run will start off. Oh yeah, okay. I'll mention that here in a minute. So we're going to be out on the water. We're going to get a group photo at 6:30 in the morning. Right after this group photo right here. I think this is a group photo from a couple years ago. We're going to head out of Mission Bay. So hopefully by like 6:40, we'll be pedaling out of Mission Bay. And this is the beginning of the exciting trip. We try to stick together pretty close, but you can see we get pretty spread out. You know, some people are a little faster than others, and that's okay. You know, we wait and we always group up. You know, like once we get out of the jetty, we'll group up and then move on. And we pedal out of the jetty. And then, guys, if you didn't know, we're going to have a mothership out there. That's going to be the Judge and possibly Captain Dan. So if you're a little nervous about taking your kayak out there, we'll have a support boat out there. And we'll talk about how you can get a hold of the support boat if you do have a problem. But the Judge will be out there, possibly Captain Dan. So if we do have a broken drive or any type of issues, we'll have a boat out there as a mothership. Here's Captain Dan 2 years ago. So he's got a nice big boat.
Yeah.
I will spend the day fishing and making our way to Shelter Island. So we basically, Dave's our leader on this. So we'll paddle out, get out in front of the OB pier out there. And that's like our first spot, right? Fish the rocks out there, fish out in that front of Mission Bay, get our lines wet, you know, because they're all itching to catch a fish, and there's usually some pretty decent fishing out there. And then we'll fish there for a half hour, 40 minutes, depending on how the fishing is. And then we'll maybe paddle for another hour and make our way down the entire coastline Once we get to this point, Shelter Island, that's a point me and Dave were talking about where you think you're there, but you got to paddle all the way in. If you've never been out of the bay, there's pretty cool kelp, we fish from. There's a pipe we drop on and fish from. If you're lucky enough to have Navitronics, we can find structure on the bottom. Those are really good spots to look for, any type of structure down on the bottom, and we'll be looking for those. And some guys like the Judge, who are out there all the time, he'll probably spot lock up on a spot, and then you can just cruise on over and
steal his spots.
Steal his spots.
Yep. Yeah, I think like 2 years ago when I made a small video about Pickle Run, there wasn't a lot of stuff, but to get to this point, I think I said in the video that it was about 4:30 in the afternoon when we were all kind of regrouping and getting ready to make that last little push. So, if we leave at 6:30, we'll be out there all day. You'll be out there all day. So it is a long one, but it's doable. You can see in that picture right there. I didn't have a motor. It can be done.
It's doable. Yep. I think this is I did it first year I was the mothership the first year, and I did it 2 years on a kayak. So it's definitely doable, guys. And we're not out there. It's not a race. We're just trying to pace ourselves to make it to the end. So I had one person ask me if they could do it with a paddle kayak, and I said, you'd be the very first person to do that. So if you have a paddle kayak, you're gonna have to know your own limitations on it. I think it's about 14 miles is that what we gauged it? 14.
Yeah, so I did a little quick on Navionics. I kind of set some waypoints, and the least it would be if you just point A to point B, it's about 12.5 miles. But if you hit some of the rock piles and stuff like that, about 14.5.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So engage your own strength, guys. If you got a paddle kayak and you think you can do it, God, that'd be hard, but let's go for it. If you think you can do it, we'll be out there to help you out. But
yeah,
that would be a tough battle.
Yep.
Once we get to Shelter Island, we take all of our kayaks out. And then the shuttles, we'll take back everybody in the shuttles to pick up their vehicles, and you'll bring your vehicle back and load up your kayak. So you're going to load up your kayak at Shelter. We usually do it right here. So if you were to look to the right, if you're looking at this picture, the boat launch ramp's right on the right, and there's a little sandy beach in front of this. If you guys have ever been to Shelter Island, there's the bathrooms up front, launch ramp, and to the, I guess that would be west of it, there's a little beach, and we usually park all our cars right there and load up right there. And if Coach is cooking, there's a little table right there, and I'm sure Coach is going to have some good food, and hopefully we'll have some food and some cool stuff to talk about. There you are, Dave.
Yeah.
There's Roy.
Yeah, look, I'm not in shape. I did it. I'm a couch potato. I watch TV all the time, but it can be done.
First year Judge did it on his kayak. A lot of people have gone to motors now, but back in the old days, before everybody had motors, we all pedaled. I think. I think only Yokinator was the only one with the motor the first year, if I remember right. Everybody else paddled.
Yeah.
And then we hang out there at the end with the coach cooking, and we tell all of our fishing stories and hang out with some good food right there. So that is a pickle run. That's how we do it, guys. So hopefully you guys are thinking about this and doing the last minute. But Dave, all right, so I know you're pretty prepared.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and talk about some of the gear we're going to bring on this trip. So let's start out with some before we get to the lures and the fishing and all the fun stuff, let's start out with some of the safety gear. I'll let you start out.
Okay, cool. So it is open ocean, right? You know what I mean? So you got to be prepared. You definitely want your PFD. I don't have my PFD right here right now. It's too bulky, but bring your PFD. 2 years ago when we launched, it was fog. So we were all launching and leaving the bay in the fog. And that fog lasted for a good couple hours until it really burned off. And there's a 15, 20 of us or whatever. And in the fog, you lose sight of everyone very quickly. And then when it was time to make a push, it was hard to figure out who's going where are we all going to meet up.
Right.
So the thing that got us through was a whistle.
Yes.
So
let me tell you my experience with this little guy.
Go
like
for
Dave
it.
says, we could not see you early morning. You get that, before it burns off, you get that fog, and man, it wasn't bad at Mission Bay. You guys saw those pictures, But once we got out there, oh my gosh, you literally could not see another kayaker unless he was, I don't know, maybe 20 yards, 50 feet away from you.
Yeah.
It was right there. And some
Yep.
of us didn't have radios, and we were whistling, calling, but nothing carries like a long distance, like a loud whistle. And I think you had the
Yeah.
whistle, right?
Yeah. This safety whistle right here, it's they're not expensive. They sell them at Fastlane everywhere that has a kayak center that sells these things, and it's piercing when you're blowing it. But it carries, like everybody heard it, and everyone could kind of clue into where we were, and then you could start seeing people start congregating again, and then we could start making that push. So yeah, so definitely a whistle. Your marine radio for sure. So have a marine radio. Are we going to, what's our channel?
Normally it's 69. That's been our
Yep.
tradition.
Yep. So we'll do 69, and Coast Guard is on channel 16. If you are in emergency, you have 16. That's just like standard on these. It's like pre-programmed. But yeah, we'll use this for communication. For those of you who don't know, the Discord app actually has a voice channel. And so you can use that, and it's really cool because you're like just having conversation with people you can't even see, or people who are on land at home can kind of check in with us and
Right.
coordinate, or just see how the day's going. The only thing with that is like it runs your battery down fast on your phone. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do this year is not do it the whole time, but maybe like top of the hour, go back onto Discord and just check in for like 5-10 minutes and talk to people and like make sure everyone's okay, make sure we know where we're going, what we're doing, and if we need to make a push, kind of talk about it and like make a push. But same thing on the radio, we'll kind of like tell everyone, hey, it's time to go. We gotta get moving.
Yeah. We'll have both up. We'll have the Discord voice for guys that don't have a radio but have a phone, and we'll also definitely the radio it's a nice luxury to have, because if somebody catches a fish, like, oh man, I just got, especially if you get something exciting like a yellowtail or something, you get to hear the back and forth, and then you get to look over and see what they're catching, and then you get over to their spot real quick, right? Or if somebody spots like something boiling, hopefully something crazy happens. The radio's a like instant, hey, this is going on. And then Dave, our leader, is going to be like, all right, guys, we're going to have to get our next pedal on. So it's nice to have this. If you don't, though, the Discord, and if you don't have either, we're going to put you next to a buddy that has one of these devices so that he can tell you, hey, we're getting our next push on, or hey, Dave just caught a mako and it looks crazy, or something weird happened. So
so
it's a luxury to have this, guys. If you don't have one, sorry, Dave. I think I just got the standard Verizon or Horizon. Is that what it is? Standard Horizon one. West Marine, Amazon, of course, but some of them have fancy features. Most of them are floating and waterproof, but it just depends. Just do your research on these. But that's the one I got, was the standard Horizon HX890. I'll give the thumbs up. It's worked good for me so far. I think this is like 4 years old too.
Mine's the HX210. It's the a little more budget version, but it still has the stuff that you need to communicate to everyone. I've lost about 4 of these.
Oh geez.
When I went to La Jolla, I lost 3 right in a row. Like coming back in through the surf. Like literally, I see it in my boat, and then when I get done, it's just gone. So I stopped buying the expensive ones, and I just got this one.
You didn't notice it felt, because these float. I think mine, when it falls in the water, puts out like a little strobe light too.
Yeah, just too much chaos. People, people on the beach talking to you and stuff like that, and didn't realize until it was too late, like 3 times.
Yep. So, all right. So if you guys, and you know what, if you don't have a radio, maybe a friend has one you can borrow. You never know.
Yeah.
If you don't have a radio, put it in Discord. You know what, guys? And one thing, if you're not part of our club Discord, the West Coast Anglers, let me go ahead and put this. That right there, if you guys scan that QR code in the top left corner, that'll give you an invite to the Discord. And that is where we plan all this kind of stuff. There's a lot of back and forth. So hey, I'm doing this. Hey, you want to meet there? That kind of stuff. So there's actually a thread for the Pickle Run. So if you're interested in this, I would definitely scan that. It's a free club, and it's just full of all these fishy guys that watch a show. But scan that QR code, join the Discord. Go to Pickle Run and say, hey, I'm in. And that gives us a good head count so we know how many people are coming. I'll leave that QR code on there for a little bit.
Yeah. And I think Judge on the Pickle Run page has choose it. Yes, I'm going. No, I'm not. So
Yeah.
I think right now it shows that 6 or 7 people are going.
Yep.
Which is good. That's a good size. Easy enough to keep track of your buddies. In that
My
in that
guess is that's
small
probably
group.
going to double at least because everybody makes their last minute
Yeah.
decisions on these kind of things. So in the past we've had, I think our biggest group was like 15 or 20.
Yeah.
And then we've had some 10 groups, some 8 groups. So it's all a fun group, no matter how big or small this group is. I think one day though, if this thing keeps getting building and building, and we're gonna have probably a 25-person group heading down this one year.
Yeah.
That would be pretty awesome too.
Yeah, it's nice. I would say, like, for those of us who are going, you fish with a buddy. You don't have to be like, kayak to kayak, but like if you can see them, that's the best. A few years ago, we had, I think it was Jesse. Jesse kind of got behind because he was just having fun catching mackerel and just doing whatever he's doing. And then we all got to that Point Loma point, and we could talk to him, but we could not see him. He was so far behind, and I think we waited for about an hour of him just pedaling to get to us. So it's easy if you're not paying attention and you're just in your own little world, to get separated from the group. And that it could be a little scary out there all by your lonesome. So yeah.
If I recall that we were waiting at the Ballast Point basically right there at the entrance, and we just sent the judge back to retrieve Jesse. And Jesse was he came. That gave us a little while to get our breath. Unfortunately, Jesse had to head right in because right when he got there, we had it in. But we all got our legs back and got that final push in. Chet's in the chat. What's up? Bass Stash in the house says, "What's up, everybody?" Chet, what are you doing on the 18th? Come on down for the pickle run. I know it's a long drive, but come on down. Bring all your fishy friends with you down from LAOC. We're talking about kayaking from Mission Bay to San Diego Bay, and it's going to be a fun journey. Bring down Sammy and everybody with you. Captain Dan says, "I will. I'd also bring a small power bank." Yeah, that's good information right there. You can use for any of your electronics batteries going dead on the trip. Be sure to bring charging cords. Yeah, so that's what I bring too. Exactly what you have right there, which is your phone. You want to take your pictures. You want to have cell service. You want to do whatever you want, and get one of those
charge
power
all your
banks.
Batteries. Make sure you charge all your batteries. Like I thought my kayak battery was charged a couple times. I was in Mission Bay, and I was like, oh, it's cool. It's been on the charger for a while, but it didn't recharge. It didn't maintain the charge. So it's almost as soon as I got out there, it was just dead. So then I just have this motor and this heavy battery that I'm just lugging around. So like the night before, I'll just put it on the charger and let it fully charge. Same thing with my fish finder battery, like fully charge it so I know it's just good to go. And
that's going to be hilarious to me if your motor doesn't work. You're going to be down in the dirty with me.
Don't jinx me. Don't jinx me.
Something also, we're going to be out there for like 10 hours, guys. So don't forget to bring, you guys are fishermen, you know what's up, but don't forget to bring your buffs and your sunglasses and your sunscreen, whatever you normally use. Just don't forget to bring that, because generally October is when we go is that Santa Ana time. So we get that fog in the morning, but by like midday, it's like full bright sun. So don't forget to bring those. You'll be hurting. What are you wearing? What kind of clothes you wearing? What are we talking here for clothing?
So I'm just gonna have some like kind of like surf trunks. But then over that, I'm just gonna wear like just loose fitting like Grunions pants. They're like that same kind of nylon, just for sun protection, not because I think I'm gonna be cold or anything like that, but just if you're out there for 11, 12 hours, that's a long time to be in the sun if you don't have sunscreen or any kind of protection. So I'll do that on the bottom. I just have boots. I just don't wear like no shoes or anything like that. I just wear my boots all day. And then my top will just be a long sleeve sun shirt with like one of those that has the hood on it. So buff, that thing over my head, a hat. I'm pretty well covered from the sun. So.
Same with me. I usually bring a layer. Like I bring a light jacket, but I'll end up, before I even make it out of Mission Bay, putting it away. I don't know why I didn't bring it, but like a windbreaker style jacket, just layers, and then just my sun shirt and like a t-shirt under that to take my sun shirt off at the end of the day or whatever. I recommend too, if you want, man, bring a change of clothes when you jump in your truck, man. You might want a shirt or something before you drive home, because you're it's pretty rank.
All right. I have a sweatshirt that I always bring, and then in my my waterproof bag there is one of those little like waterproof jackets that's just like super thin, you know, if I needed it, but
Yep.
almost never gets used.
SD, Roy's in the house. SD, down in SD's in there. What's up, Roy? You gonna make it this year? Stephen Gage says, if you get seasick, bring some medication or patches. We've had people fall off because of that in the past. Yeah, I don't know. To me, the kayak, I don't seem to recall too many people getting seasick on the kayak. Usually when you're on that boat and it's rocking, but the kayak, you're like in that sitting position, low to the water. I don't know. I shouldn't say nobody gets seasick on the kayak, but yeah, if you're prone to get seasick, Dramamine or something like that. They got all kinds of different things you
help you get through.
Judge says, I have. You can keep your bananas at home, Judge. Remember what happened last time you tried to give me a banana, Judge? Almost got beamed by that thing. Judge says David Dalton's buddy got sick last year. Okay, so somebody did actually. Okay. Give them to Brian and hand them thanks. Here we go with the bananas again. I thought we were over that, Judge. Any other safety gear you want to recommend? So we've got life jacket. Oh, you know what? I want to show you something since you didn't show your life jacket.
Yeah, you got your light. You know, I mean, you got to have your light. That's kind of a given, especially like, you know, we're going to leave in the morning. You know, there could be other boats leaving the bay, so a light is good. Yeah,
I have my little, I guess, the navigation light, the same, probably one everybody has. That, definitely.
Headlamp.
Headlamps, you're going to need that when you're loading your headlamps because it's going to be dark. So headlamps, lights. I mean, usually the sun's up.
Same kind of stuff you're going to like do spotty bowl with in the early morning hours. All that stuff to stay safe on the water.
PDFs, if you have one of these, the automatic inflating ones, they're good. Just remember, if you do fall out, these things usually generally go up the top of your head. So don't be shocked on these things. And one thing I wanted to point out on this, Dave, I don't know if you know this. So if you fall in and this thing does not work, like it doesn't pop, of course we know the little rip cord, right? But did you know if you open up this other side on one of these, scary to open it up. In all of these, there is this little thing. So if you fall in the water and your CO2 is not charged or not working correctly, you've tried everything, we're out in the ocean. So remember, you can always self-inflate this thing before you get exhausted, tired. If this thing's not inflated, I recommend opening this up and start inflating this thing because this thing will save your life out there. So just so you guys know, it has this self-inflator. All of them have it. It's on the opposite side of the CO2. CO2 is on this side. This side, just rip open the Velcro, pull that out. There's a little cap, pull it off, and start self-inflating it. So.
Good tip.
Some people don't feel comfortable with those. If you just have a regular PDF, the regular life jackets, those work good too. They're a little more uncomfortable. Those are obviously the most comfortable, but there's nothing like a piece of foam to ensure that you're definitely going to float. You know what I mean?
Yep. For sure.
Let's see here. Spotty Best says, yeah, we just talked about that, Alex. Hopefully no fog this year. Yeah. Are you going, Alex? That'd be cool if you did. Last year, or not last year, a year before that, when I went with Alex, he set a world record with us out there on the Black Croaker.
No, right?
Head on out, Alex. Yeah.
Hopefully try to break the record again, Alex.
Any other safety items or anything, or do you want to jump right into fishing gear now?
Yeah, that's good. The only other thing I have is a knife, but that's just, I always have a knife.
Yeah. So. I mean, your standard stuff like your braid cutters and stuff like that. All right.
Yep.
So we normally we're in the bays. We're going for obviously the best fish in the world, the spotted bay bass. We're going for sand bass, calicos, halibuts, whatever's in the bay. But now we're leaving the bay. What are some fish that you think you're going to target? That you, I guess we're going to be targeting calicos, sand bass. But what fish are you planning on targeting once we get out there, Dave?
So I have a bait tank. So I'm going to switch out my kayak crate and I'm going to put my bait tank on. And so as soon as we leave, I'm going to try to rustle up some mackerel if I can. So I'm going to bring a sabiki. I'm not going to bring a specific sabiki rod, but I'm going to be able to tie on a sabiki. So I'll try to get mackerel. If I get them, or even sardines, I'll just throw them in my bait tank and have some live bait. And then I plan on trying to troll those around. Hopefully we get the elusive yellowtail, right? That does a swim by and we get lucky. But if not, it'll be out there. Maybe something else will grab it. Maybe like a bonita. Sometime those like full size bonita are out there. That would be pretty fun to catch. But yeah, other than that, I'm like kind of drag some stuff close to the bottom, like dropper loop style, same thing. See if something wants to bite it down there. There's white sea bass out there. I've never caught a white sea bass, but you never say never.
Hey, we see them on PB shoutouts. We know they're out there.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna set out some stuff to try to like troll for like the bigger game fish, but then yeah, just have everything ready to do like calico fishing, all that kind of stuff along the way.
And if you guys, and a lot of these guys are bay guys. If so, sabiki is this right here, which you basically attach this line right here, and it pulls out, and there's a ton of these little. I don't know if this shows up good. Ton of these like little feathers on there, and that's what you're trying to catch your mackerels with, or any bait. You're gonna put a heavy weight on this. If you want to fish one of these you never have, go on YouTube. There's a ton of videos on how to fish these. But yeah, I think it's not a bad idea to have one of these tied up if you're going for a yellowtail. Get yourself some live bait. Of course, you have to have a bait tank or something to, unless you catch one, you put it right on your hook and troll it around. But yeah. So I'm going to talk about the lure that I mostly fish out there, which is my favorite thing to try to catch the bigger calicos and the bigger sand bass. I use a pretty big rod out there. I'm using my 400 size reel. It's a Daiwa Alexa. And I like to fish the double rig, which is a Cool Baits 2 ounce and a Cool Baits 1 ounce double rig. So they rig up one after the other, and I can get these down to the bottom. And when you're kayak fishing and you're on that drift, it's easy to just keep these on the bottom and keep going. And I've got tons of big sand bass and tons of big calicos on this exact setup right here. So it's a heavy setup. It seems really big for the kayak, but this is what I like. And if I hook it to something big, I can definitely handle it. It's 20-pound leader with 65-pound braid on that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like I didn't even think of doing a double rig like that, but yeah, I'm gonna do like heavier underspins or like weedless, or even like the what do you call them, neck breakers.
Yep.
That kind of stuff, because we will be around some kelp. There's like little kelp forest out in front of all that Point Loma area and stuff. So
I actually like fishing the deep structure better. Like I'll find on the maps, I'll find like a rock structure, and I like to just drop down on that and see what's down there. So I do like fishing the kelp too, but I really like when I'm out there fishing that deep structure. I've got the secret weapon here though for dropping deep and staying down on the bottom. Have you ever seen a ball jig head this big?
No.
That is
how heavy is that?
That's a 3 ouncer, and they call it the fat cow. It looks ridiculous, but this thing will stay on the bottom. I fished the SBS series with Salty Dangler and guys, and I just put this. This is a combat bait actually. Combat makes these. It almost looks like a shrimp, kind of a crab shrimpy looking thing. But this thing gets bit, man. 3 ounces. Chuck that thing in. Just let it hit the bottom, and then work the drift with it. Hey, cast it out, reel it in a little bit, bounce it off the bottom. But the cool thing about this is it'll stay down on the bottom. Oh, neck breaker.
That's like a 1 ounce neck breaker. Now, like after you're saying 3 ounces, I'm like, I need to go buy some bigger ones, because in the bay, this is like huge. Like a 1 ounce, it's like, it's big, but like out in the ocean, like you say, there's a lot of current.
It's 90 feet deep, some spots.
It's 90 feet deep. Yeah. So this isn't going to drop like you think it is. So this, like a 1 ounce, this is more like a surface presentation in the open ocean. You can
get that down there, but it's going to be a quarter mile out, 200 yards out behind your kayak.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm shocked. 2 ounce, 3 ounce, I think is a pretty good range. 2 ounce will get you down there. Keep you down there. 3 ounces just sticks to the bottom. That's what I'm looking for on that.
Yeah, I have that same thing. I got this is a Penn Fathom 300 size. This is like during Spotty Bowl, I would throw my my A-rig with this thing. So it's perfect for like throwing something heavier. This rod is rated 2 to 6 ounces. So like right now that's like a half-inch Cool Baits, half-inch underspin. Yeah, half-inch or half ounce. Sorry about that. But this rod is too stiff to throw this, and it's like I throw it and it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So it needs more weight with this rod. It's an M1 inshore. But this reel, I caught a yellowtail on this reel. This little tiny reel, I caught a yellowtail submission at sea on Muto's trip.
Okay.
So it'll do it. It's got power, and this rod will do it too. So now I just got to get the right lures to go on it. This is one of the setups I'm going to bring.
2 ounce Cool Bait, man. Another bait that a lot of you guys are probably going to bring out is the hookup baits. Hookup baits, they make a double rig out of these two, but that's
Mm.
super popular for going out there and dropping on structure, dropping it in holes down into you find the kelp, you can drop it in a hole, find your structure on your fish finder or on your Navtronics and drop that straight on it. You can do double rig, single rig. I think I've got a 1 ounce here, and then I would probably double rig this 1 ounce and a 3/8 ounce. So
Yeah.
those are
I
pretty
got 1
popular.
ounce. I got 5/8, 3/8. The 1 ounce were working really good for me during the star tournament. I would find rocks, I'd drop them down and get instantly bit like by a sand bass because they drop fast enough to get down there.
A cool thing about those, same with like a slow pitch jig. The slow pitch, let me show you a slow pitch jig I'm bringing out. Slow pitch jig, fishing the Submission Fishing Co. jig. We all know
Yeah.
Muto fishing. I think this is a 60 gram.
60 gram right there.
Check this thing out. 60 gram. Cool thing about fishing these is when we're kayaking is it's just drop, bounce, pull it up, drop, and you remember you're cruising at about a half a mile per hour just with the drift. So it's just constantly dropping and targeting and targeting and targeting. And a lot of the time you get these things on the fall. They don't even make it to the bottom. If there's a bonito around or mackerels or or yellowtail, something up front, even calicos, sometimes they're up top. The Submission Fishing jigs, easy to fish out there. Maybe get a bigger spinning reel set up, like a 3,000 size spinning reel, and just drop these things down and find structure, drop them in holes. And it's not very tiring to fish this. It's not like you're fishing that 2 ounce, casting it constantly, you know what I mean? Or the A-rig or something. So this and the hookup baits are perfect for just going out there and dropping on spots. And that will definitely be something I'll have tied up.
Yeah, for sure.
Jared says double rig all day long. Double rig works, man. A double rig, nice. You can get two at a time all the time. Seems like once you find the calicos, it's two at a time almost every time.
Yeah.
Okay, Dave. So you're out there, you see some yellowtail. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't have a live bait. But what are you going to throw into that? Are you going to have something rigged up just in case we see a boil of something? And,
yeah. So I have a surface iron.
Okay.
I got a surface iron that I could throw at them. So I don't know. It's like I love the thought of throwing a surface iron, but it's like I don't know how many shots I'm going to have to do this. So what I might do is something like this, which is just like a what is this? This is
Cold Sniper.
It's a Rapala long cast 112.
Oh, gotcha.
So it looks like a little like mackerel. It's got single hooks on it, so it's pretty forgiving. It's got a little bill, so it'll dive. So this I don't know why, but I just love throwing this thing, and you can feel the action and like this. Yeah, this will catch calicos all day long. Bonitas will hit this. Anything will hit this. That's like kind of like subsurface. It will sink, but it doesn't sink fast. If we're just drifting along, it'll probably just like lift up and just like kind of float with you. But if we start moving a little bit, that bill will dig in and kind of get it down a couple feet. And then who knows what'll grab it. But yeah, I'll definitely have those.
I got the Colt Snipers here. They have that ball in them for that extra long cast. It's like weighted, so you can get a big cast out of these things. Casting with the wind, hopefully. But if you're casting, saying get a monster cast out of it, you can even troll these. So if we're going from spot to spot, you don't have a trolling rig or you don't have something, you have this because you're going to have this on there just in case you do see something boiling, something to throw and try to get those fish. So have something tied up that's ready to run and gun right there, man. Throw that thing out there and hopefully grab a fish when you see them. But you can also, if you want, you control this from spot to spot. It works like that. But these are Colt Snipers, 150 size.
That pen 300. That's probably what I'll do is like I'll throw one of those lures on it, and just like you say, have it ready. Like maybe just kind of like let it troll behind you, reel it in, and then as you kind of get to a spot, just like huck it out there, and then see if anything wants to chase it. You know what I mean? But like in La Jolla, like this setup, just pulling that jig behind me, all of a sudden you get nailed, and it's like, oh, it's a calico. You know what I mean? They see it and they go crazy and grab them.
One of my favorite, I don't know why I don't have this thing here on me. My favorite like bait, I don't know why I love this thing when I get out there, is a crocodile lure. It's just a spoon, chrome spoon with a treble hook off the back. It's like the most basic thing, but man, can you get a bomber cast out of those things? Crocodile lure. Oh man, I don't know why I don't have one of those. I should have grabbed one of those. I'll definitely take in one of those. I like to fish those on the bottom, like to fish a mid-water column, top water column, doesn't matter. Crocodile lure gets bit. Just a flashy thing to throw in there, especially if there's a good bonita bite. that's a great bait to have because it's just you catch it, release it, throw it again, and some days you're like 10 deep into those things, and you're like, all right, that's enough. But the croc lure is perfect for that because it's easy to get them off, and you don't have to worry about like a swim bait on the back or anything. It's just catch and go.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. That's a good reminder. So I got tips from you, the double rig and crocodiles. Yeah, I gotta get that set up before I go because I have them, but my stuff is so disorganized right now. But the weekend's coming up. I'll just like put together a bunch of stuff.
That's the fun nights in the garage.
Yeah.
The double rig, what I like about that is when I run that 2 ounce, the 2 ounce will obviously sit down on the bottom, and then the 1 ounce is probably like a foot or 2 foot above it. So it may be bouncing and bouncing and bouncing, and they may just grab the upper one. Normally it's the one that's on the bottom. The 2 ounce is the one that normally gets bit.
Gotcha.
Judge says, unless I'm wrong, the tide is 220-ish, high tide 8 something. Okay, so at 220 it's high tide. So if we get there at like 4:30, it'll still be going in. So
what I saw.
Wait, no, that's
today,
an outgoing tide. That's an outgoing tide. If 220 is high tide, then we'd be going in on an outgoing, Judge. Sorry, that's exact opposite.
Yeah, it's low is 224 and high is 8:16 p.m. So it's coming out of the bay when we're coming in.
Yeah, if high's at 220
it is.
and it's going down, water's coming out of that bay. So it is what it is. We're up for it. Done it before.
Yeah.
We've never not done it from when I can remember. I've never remembered had an incoming tide like taking us in there. 2.2 is low. I don't know.
220.
I don't have the tide chart on me. So
so 220 is low, so that means it's gonna go high. Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
If he's right, if it's 220 low.
You're right.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
You're right, Judge. That's awesome. That's great.
So if it's low at 2:20 p.m., then we'll be going
we're riding the tide in.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
You guys that haven't done it, you don't realize how important that is because it's like if you're on a river and you're trying to swim up the San Diego Bay is enormous. And when that jetty, all that water from that San Diego Bay is ripping out of there, you're going literally like going up a river. Like normally when you'd be going like 4 miles per hour, you're going like 1 mile per hour. And if you stop for a second to, take a drink or something like that, you've just lost a football field. So it's Judge is correct. Let's go, Judge.
Yeah, this is perfect. Perfect. You couldn't ask for a better timing then.
Yeah, that is perfect. All right, cool. Yeah. Well, we got that going for us.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the double hookup, double rig, cool bait, the sabiki, dropper loop. Let's talk about that. So in the past, sometimes the fishing just is stale, but there's one thing like that will always get fish, and that is a dropper loop. And if you guys don't know what a dropper loop is, basically you take a weight like this, and I think this is 3 ounces, and you tie a hook maybe 20 inches up from this weight, and it has a little tiny hook is what we use out there. I'm using these number 1s. I use a circle hook just because I'm kind of nice to the fish. I hope I get them on the side because I'm usually throwing them back. Don't have to use a circle hook, but I use these little number 1 circle hooks. And I go to the grocery store the night before and I get a pound of shrimp. And the reason I use shrimp is because it's clean, it's easy. You get it frozen. You can freeze it overnight if you want. By the time you get out there, it'll thaw out so it holds together a little nicer.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Over squid is just so. I think shrimp actually works better for the dropper loop too because we're using that small. But squid is just such a foul mess in the kayak. You got the juice. You got to cut it up. Shrimp, literally just open up your package of it. You break off like just a small piece of that shrimp, put it on that hook, and drop it. And when it hits the bottom, if you're in the right spot, the second it hits the bottom, it'll get bit. And most of the time, like the sheephead will come over, snag your shrimp. So if you're on the bottom for more than like a few minutes and you haven't got bit, pull it up because they probably took your shrimp. Yeah.
So this is what I'm bringing to do like that style dropper loop. This is a Penn Battle 2 like 2000 size or something like that. But it's got good like heavy like 30-pound braid I think.
Mm-hmm.
This rod is the rod I would fish.
The pipe,
like my slow pitch for what I mean. It's not a super heavy rod or anything, but it works perfect. Like when I was going out with Judge on his boat, this is what I would use. It's rated 8 to 20 braid, and I would use this, and I was catching big sheephead on it. It puts a good bend on it, but I'm not scared. You know what I mean? If I caught something really big, I might be scared, but like those couple pound sheepheads or whatever, it works perfect. And it's light, you know what I mean? Whereas you could get like those big giant
Like sea bass or something weird.
yeah, well, I mean, like a big giant reel, and then it's just heavy to carry around. This is
Gotcha.
light, you know what I mean? So, and it's still got a lot of power to do what you need to do.
Yeah, and if you've only got 30-pound braid on there, you got a mile of braid on that thing. So
yeah,
you could be chasing the fish for a long time on that.
Yeah.
Dropper loop, guys, I would recommend. I know normally we only use artificial lures. But, if things are slow and that's not working for you, if you have to fall back on the dropper loop, man, it's like, I'm not going to say guarantee, but I'm going to say it's about a 80% chance of at least pulling in something you can take in if you're catching a rockfish. Oh, wait, can we catch rockfish this time of year? I don't know. I'm not keeping anything, but you catch a fish that way easily. Yeah,
so rockfish, as of October 1st, it's 50 fathom line seaward. So unless you're 50 fathoms curve, whatever that is, like 3 miles offshore or something like that, you can't keep any rockfish. So another thing you have to do when you're fishing rockfish is you're supposed to have a descending device. So I'm gonna carry this with me just in case if I ever get stopped and they're like, hey, where's your descending device? I have one anyways. Gotcha. I won't have it rigged up, but it'll be with me. Doesn't take up a lot of space. Just keeps you safe and not getting a ticket. So.
It's not bad to have one of those rigged up either, because there's a lot of the times where the fishing is insane. You know what I mean? And you're catching a lot of fish, and you want to send them down there. We don't want to leave a giant trail of dead fish behind us. You know what I mean? So the descending device, even if you're planning on catching the rockfish, it's not bad to have one of those on there just so you can sit it down and give that fish a chance.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what a descending device is, basically you just hook it onto the lip of the fish and it sends it down to the bottom. And you give it a yank and you pull your descending device back up, and hopefully that fish survives down at the bottom.
Yeah. If you're fishing like 30 feet, if you're fishing like 30 feet, 40 feet, normally if you just let them go, they'll go back down. They're not really like hurt. But if you're fishing 200 feet and you just try to let them go, they're probably not going to go back down. So you got to descend them. Get them back down to the depth that they came from, basically, and then they'll pull through.
Carl Black says, I carry that same descending device. Yeah, most of us get that one. You can get that at tack shop. It doesn't come with a weight.
So
it just
cheap.
comes with that. It's just a little piece of metal, like $4, something like that. $5.
Yeah, $4 to $6.
Yep. Yeah, just have that on it, and just in case fishing's really crazy. And go on YouTube if you don't know what they are, and there's a ton of videos on how to use a descending device.
Yep.
So we covered our safety gear. We talked about the Fat Cow 3-ounce. Any other baits you want to talk about?
Got hookup baits. I got this during the CCA. Got that guy. I won a shorts division, so I'm gonna bring this guy. I'll throw it. Who knows what the heck? I'm sure like a calico would eat that.
Hold that a little closer to the screen. Let me see that thing. Got it.
Right.
So that's a trolling lure, right? You're gonna troll that on the way out?
Yeah, huck it out there, wind it back in. I've seen videos with like the Florentinos, like Matt Florentino fishing these calico bass. I'll bring it. It doesn't take up much space.
It's funny, me and Dave and probably most of these guys that are in the chat are all we're bay anglers. That's what we do. It's just like the 1 or 2 times a year we leave the bay. So this is exciting stuff for us, bringing out these new baits and figuring all this new stuff out. But it's definitely different than what we're used to. We're used to fishing 20 feet or less water, throwing our A rigs or our cool baits or hookup baits, whatever. I guess we're throwing kind of the same thing, but fishing shallow water for our spotted bay bass. So this is an exciting trip for me. Line wise, I usually don't go too crazy. I'm still always like a 15-pound. I like this Daiwa J braid 4 15-pound. This will probably be my main line I use mostly on my fish. If I go to the bigger 2-ounce, I go to the 20-pound. This will be the 20-pound I'll be using on this trip. But 15 and 20, that's probably pretty standard. If you want to get crazy, you can get away with 8-pound, if you're just trying to get down there. But I would say 15 to 20 is probably a good range to be in. You don't need to get crazy and get like 40-pound leaders or 60-pound leaders or anything like that.
On the trolling stuff that I'm doing, I'm going to do 40 Because if I
Oh,
get a
just
yellowtail, I want to
yeah,
get it.
yeah.
But
If you're trolling for yellowtails, yeah. I think
yeah, so
even
I'll do
25 you'd
that.
be okay though. 25, I would say it would be safe for a yellowtail. As long as you
Yep.
got your
Yeah.
drag set up, confident in it,
Yeah.
be 25 pound.
Yep. So I got one big one set up, and then like even my, like my 400 size reel. I think that's 50-pound braid on there. So it's like you can really put 40-pound down to like 12-pound, whatever you want to put on it. It's a small reel. Um, you know, however you want to rig it. You know what I mean? Whatever makes sense. So, but it's got it. But
Yeah.
the braid is big enough to do it, and the reel is big enough to do it. So.
All right, guys. If you
Yep.
guys have any questions, I think we've gone over a lot of the gear right here. So let me know in chat what you guys are bringing out, and if you have any questions for Dave or me about the pickle run, now is the time. We've also got the judge in here who's going to be out there. Looks like a lot of people are on the fence of it, so I hope we've swayed you guys. Hopefully, we've talked about this where it got you a little excited about going. I'm excited to go. I think it's going to be a fun trip. October always seems to, knock on wood, has been good weather for us. October's got, like I said, those Santa Anas usually come in and clear everything out, keep everything nice and warm. Fishing's usually pretty good.
Something we didn't cover is like we're going to be out there for a long time, so make sure you bring some snacks.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
And some food, some sort of food and water, right?
So
I don't really.
Go ahead.
What's that?
Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, so I don't really drink water that often. I'm a soda drinker. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm sipping this whole time.
Wow. You're the last guy, dude.
So I'll bring some sodas with me, but like for this run, I'll bring some Gatorades. You know what I mean? Just like the small Gatorades, I can put them behind my seat and stuff like that. Food, like power bars or beef jerky is always good because that's just like a lot of energy in that kind of stuff. Like nuts, like trail mix kind of stuff, that's good. If Captain Dan shows up, sometimes Captain Dan has some pretty good food for us on the water, which is like a really it's a treat. But you know what I mean, don't no guarantee on that. So make sure you're self-sufficient and have like water and you're gonna make it. You're not gonna cramp up and stuff like that. So
okay, my
that's very
go-to is a little different than yours. I usually get a carne asada burrito the night before, cut it in half, wrap that in foil, and I put that in my little cooler. So I eat that, plenty of protein, nice hot sauce. There's nothing like I like a cold carne asada burrito. If I'm crazy, I'll get 2 carne asada burritos and cut it into 4 pieces and eat that out there.
Wow.
So that's what I like. Plus, I'll have some snacks, some sugary snacks, salty stuff, chips, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the main concern besides the food, guys, is the water. So this is I think this is like 64 ounces, maybe 32. I don't know what this is. Maybe 64 ounces. I'll bring 2 of these, and they'll be empty by the time I get in. So bring a lot of water. Bring more than you think. Like if you're bringing like 2 little water bottles, like 2 little like Aquafina ones or something like that, that's not going to be enough. You need to bring a lot of water. The stainless jugs, the biggest ones you've got, maybe fill up 2 or 3 of these things, ice, water, everything in them, and maybe even bring an extra emergency water. If you can fit it in the kayak, water is super important. We'll have Judge out there. I'll tell Judge, guess what? You're bringing some waters for just in case somebody runs out of water, because that's the most important thing out there. So Captain Dan says, I am working on snacks and drinks, and if I can fix my boat, wish me luck. We're all wishing you luck. If Captain Dan gets that boat going, let us know if you need any help. We've got a lot of fishy guys in here, a lot of guys that are pretty knowledgeable about boats too. Captain Dan, don't feel bad to put it out on Discord. If you have a problem, then maybe one of these guys can come over and help you solve it. I'd be happy to volunteer some time to help you get that boat going. Let us know what the problems are. Okay, guys. So like I said before, if you look at that QR code, which I've had the entire show up there, scan that QR code, and that will take you right to the Discord where we'll be running the pickle run. So if you're interested in it, scan that QR code and jump in the club, and we'd be happy to have you out there. Looking forward to this. Any last things about the pickle run, Dave? Are you ready to move on?
Yeah, it's good. Like I say, 12.5 to 14.5 miles. I have some waypoints set on my Navionics, so I can kind of find some of those like popular rock spots, I guess, rock piles. But yeah, I did. If it's 14.5 miles and you go 1.5 miles an hour, it's going to take us 10 hours.
That's what we usually say, 10 to 12 hours, depending on how long we fish.
Yeah, so it's like, we'll kind of sit in an area, we'll kind of just let the current take us, we'll fish there, and then at some point we'll say, okay, we're going to make a move, and then like we're going to pedal for a half hour. We're going to move somewhere, and then we can start fishing again. Or if you see something before then, you can stop doing whatever. But It's just like that cycle over and over again. Go to a spot, fish for a little while, and then at some point we look at our watch and go, we need to move. We got to keep going, and we just rinse and repeat until we make it down to out front of Point Loma. Wait till everyone gets together, and then we celebrate the incoming tide. And
you know what's a weird feeling is first of all, it's hard to get your kayak out of the water because your legs are like rubber.
yeah.
But you get out of the water and you set your kayak out on the lawn or whatever, and man, your legs are like not jello, but like, oh man, I gotta stand up here for a minute. I get my legs back underneath.
Yeah, you got the muscle twitches and all that kind of stuff going on. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've got the PA-14, which is like the heaviest kayak they've ever made in the world. So I know at the very end what I've got to drag out of the water. That thing's a beast.
Yeah.
But breaking news, I have a Lynx on order. I put a deposit down at Fastlane.
Nice.
But because I guess they got Bass Pro Shop bought out Hobie this month, Fastlane's saying it's a good thing. So, they know they're telling me it's a good thing, but I'm just waiting for I think they said they have the kayak, but they need the rigging stuff. So the rigging stuff is coming in. So as soon as that comes in, I don't think I'm going to have it in time for the pickle run, but shoot, I might take my Lynx if that comes in on time, just for that moment at the end.
Yeah. No, I'm really happy that it's an incoming tide. That's a blessing in disguise. You know what I mean? Like it'll take that hour and a half down to like 40 minutes or something like that. If you kind of keep a little constant move. You'll get
my guess is we're going to be in around 4:35. That would be my guess, because we usually say extra hour against tide, somewhere right in there.
Yeah, because there's always you're on the way in, and then hey, look, the bait barge is right there. Let's stop at the bait barge, and you kind of you still make little stops on the way in. So
all right, you ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Let's go here. Sorry guys, get this going.
We've seen you out on the water. They say you fishing harder. I guess we'll find out this week on our PB Shoutout!
What's up? If you didn't know, that's Cal up front, double fisting. What's up, Cal? How are you? Been a long time since I've seen you. But if you guys have a fish that you've caught or something you've done to your kayak or anything, send it in to me. Brian Likes to Fish on Instagram or on Discord, and we'll get you on PB Shoutouts. Discord's the way I prefer it. And make sure when you send in your picture, you send in a story and a description of the fish and anything else that you can tell me that I can read out on the show. But here we go. First up, let me get Dave in here. Bam. We got this guy who was in chat earlier. Chat, are you still in chat? We got this guy catching whose boat are you on, Chet? That looks like a pretty nice boat. Chet, did you get a boat or are you just out on a friend's? Chet says, last Friday, I caught a 5.01 pound calico at the PV using the new Bates Hundo reel on a Phoenix Feather 7.7 heavy rod with 20-pound braid, 15-pound fluoro leader. I won the Bates reel from the summer-long Blue Collar Tournament Series. The successful bait was a half-ounce red clicker tube from Wet Bandits, also a sponsor of the tournament. I've also been enjoying lobster fishing netting. Let's go back to that calico right there. Dang, what's your PB calico there, Dave?
Shoot, I don't know. I haven't caught too many big calicos, maybe a couple pounds. What about yours?
I think just over 8, and I caught it with Salty Dangler. I know, and it was nice. In a pre-fish for a tournament. And guess what? During the tournament, I never got one that big. But yeah, it was crazy. It was like prehistoric, giant.
That's big.
It was giant looking. It was ridiculous. It was really, really pretty awesome. But it was during a pre-fish, and I caught that fish in like 20 feet of water.
Wow!
Which was up close to the shore on that. So the big ones can be lurking up front. Looks like Chet's not that far out right there either.
No, not at all.
Chet says that buddy is his buddy's 26 Robolo. Cool.
Nice.
Man, that's a nice friend. 26 foot, dude. That's giant.
That's a nice boat.
That's cruising out there, 26 footer.
Mm-hmm.
Nice job, Chet. That is a killer calico, 5-pounder. And there he is. Man, would you put a lobster like that?
I don't know. I'm not a lobster fisherman. So
funny story.
I just eat them.
I was out as I do on Thursday evenings. Usually I'm out on my bike and I take a rod with me and I go around San Diego Bay, chucking a baits in here and there. And my wife's bike got a flat tire. So I left her with my son with my fishing rod with the A-rig attached. I said, if you guys want to fish while I go get a tube or go get the truck, go ahead. And my wife throws the A-rig in one cast and hooks a monster lobster with it. And this is like right down by the Midway Museum where there's a ton of tourists.
Yeah.
And they got that thing in up to like the rocks and it was fouled up in the A-rig. And my son, in front of like a huge group of people coming over to see this thing, had to figure out a way to get that A-rig all entangled from this lobster.
Man.
And he said it was just a total nightmare. It was like, grabbed like with 3 different hooks and the alarms were going and he had no pliers. It was
good times.
I got back and I saw their faces and I knew something weird had happened, but that was it. I don't know. Lobsters are always funky when I catch them. They pull hard though. You get a lobster on a lightweight rod, you're like, oh my God, what's on here? This is huge. And then you're like, wait, what? This feels funky. And it's a lobster. They'll pull hard, man. They pull drag.
For sure.
Next up, we got Carl Black. What's up, Carl? Aaron Black and his son out there, Jameson. What's up, guys? Thanks for sending in these PB shout-outs. Looks like he's got a neck breaker on there. He says, this summer was filled with incredible fishing experiences. It was a pretty good summer. I had the opportunity to use a wave runner for the summer, outfitting it with rod holders and a chart plotter. Sweet.
Nice.
I'm always intrigued by those guys that have like the wave runner or the Sea-Doos, whatever they are. And I'll be out there in my boat and I see those guys way out there to sea, man, but they can get around quick. And it looks like it'd be a pretty good vessel. If you have a small garage or something like that, get those things in there. I fish hard.
There's a guy who fishes and he fished the backside of Catalina from Long Beach, the backside of Catalina and got tuna.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Is there a gas station out there you can gas up?
No, he had enough, but just enough. But yeah, crazy.
Well, Catalina's, I don't think as far as you think if you're going pretty fast. Like if you launch, I could see him doing that. Yeah. That's pretty crazy though. Yeah. Hopefully he had a buddy with him. I fished hard and had an amazing season, catching some of the good sand bass during the spawn off Huntington. More recently, I joined the Salty Bastards for their Long Beach meetup in the trusty Pond Prowler. Have you seen Pond Prowler? I think sweet, dude.
Yep.
Hot Plastic Baits Co. and I were brave, venturing outside the wall in the 10-foot boats. Wow, that's pretty gnarly. If you've been outside of that wall, it's crashing into it, man. Yeah, SBS tournaments. I fished that at night, and that was pretty weird. I found a 19.5-inch fish inside. I also spent some time learning new techniques in the surf, which was a lot of fun. Finally, my favorite photo of summer of 2025 shows me taking my son out for some calico fishing on the wall. Let's check out some of these pictures. There you go. Look like almost a 21-incher right there. Dang.
That's a good one.
Got Cheetos in there. Living it up, dude. That's a pretty cool fishing vessel, though. I assume when you fish, you're turned around out the back.
Yeah.
Got another
19-incher on one of those.
Dang, he's got all kinds of snacks in that thing, dude. Mm-hmm. Got some calicos. Looks like you got a surf perch here. And there you go with your son fishing for calicos. Don't get better than that. Next up, we've got this guy, Anthony. He says, my personal best Corvina, measuring about 18 inches, was caught near the J Street Marina. It was my first, so it's his PB. Making it even more special. I reeled it in on a D-Man diesel minnow quickly after a bad cast when it hit hard. And put up a great fight. So congratulations, dude. Round of applause. First Corvina.
Nice.
Let's go. That's like the perfect bait, those Z-Man diesel minnows. It's like you can like just grab that thing and just like stretch it. You know what I mean? For the bay, if you're fishing for stuff like that, it's just perfect, man. Those things will last you all day. It's incredible. Next up, here we go. This guy right here, I think we all know where he's at right there. Steven says, while I know larger Corvina may be caught without official, well, he says Corvina. Oh, I got the wrong picture up. Sorry, guys. That's just him right there. Okay, here we go. I think he means Corbina. May have been caught without official records. The previous IGFA record for it was 9 for the 9-fin Corvina. Okay, is that a 9-fin Corvina? He must be right. is 1 pound 11 ounces. So that was the
Wow.
current IGFA record. Look at his weight.
Yeah.
1 pound 8 ounces. I recently caught the 9-fin on the channel, weighed 1 pound 13 ounces, measured 17.5 inches. And had a 10-inch girth. Unfortunately, the IGFA declined my record application because my scale wasn't officially verified. Dang, I'm pretty sure, because we've had this guy, the IGFA guy, Zach, who actually does the judging. If you send in your scale with all of your information, they'll verify it there. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they've changed their rules, but if you catch something, weigh it, send that scale in with all your information, and they'll verify it. I have to double check on that. It's been a while. I was fishing for my Pelican Catch 130 HD using Ghost Shrimp bait, and I'll have to look, but I'm sending my scale to verification. Okay, so he is sending it in for verification. Cool. Well, I hope you get the world record. That'd be sweet. Oh, here it is right here. He AI'd it. International Fishing Game, 1 pound 11 ounces current record. Yeah, so he's definitely heavier than that. Nice. So I hope you get it. If you get the world record, let us know. Love to show you. We already have one world record holder, Alex, in here, so it'd be cool to have the second one in our club. Looks like he also got himself a needlefish. Those used to be all around. I haven't caught one of those for a while, though. There used to be needlefish everywhere in Mission Bay. I haven't seen them lately. Next up, here we go. Oh, this is the same guy. He's just showing me some more pictures. That's more of them. Oh, here we go. This guy right here, Brian. So I went out this weekend, Dave. I always like to share how my fishing went. And I found a spot, a honey hole, right outside of Mission Bay Jetty. You can see right where I'm at. If you know the spot, you know the spot. But man, there was so many sand bass and calico outside the jetty right now, guys. If you guys want to go do some fun fishing right now, get out to Mission Bay, head out to that jetty. I think I was on an incoming tide, and man, it was like as much as you wanted to catch. They're all like the 12 to 16 inches, nothing huge, nothing crazy. Yeah. But if you want to have fun fishing afternoon, man, right there out at the jetty, there's a ton of fish out right there. Spotties were a little slow. They're still there. The time I was there, I was midday. I didn't show up in the morning. I'm sure that spotty bite in the morning and the evening is really good, but spotty bite was there, but it wasn't like incredibly awesome like I was expecting. But if you want an incredibly awesome day, get out to that jetty. Holy smokes, Dave. You ever fish out there?
Yeah. I fished out there during Species Challenge, and I got sand bass, I got calico, I got some like perch. I mean, I just cruising around with my fish finder, finding like little structure spots like out there. But yeah,
I'm like literally like right on those rocks right there, and you just get to the toe of the rocks and cast in, let it hit the bottom. And I had multiple times where I caught 2 fish in a row, 3 fish in a row. It was just getting ridiculous, as much as you want, as much as you can want to hang out there and catch.
Yeah.
So check that out. Last thing, man, when you're on Mission Bay, sometimes there's a party going on out there. I get used to going on these lakes now because I've been doing a lot of the Otai fishing, and it's like peaceful, and there's deers, and there's coyotes. You know what I mean? You're like out on the lake, and you're like, oh man, that's pretty darn nice. Yeah. And then you get back to Mission Bay, and the party is still going, man. The pontoon's going. The lifeguard's out there checking to make sure that fire hose is still working. And obviously it worked. But man, it's good to get back on the bays, man. I've been in the freshwater out there too long, man. It's good to get out there, There's nothing like bay fishing. It's like I feel like I don't know. There's always something exciting going on in the bays. The lakes are nice, they're calm, but man, the bay, it's going on. There's always something going on out there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So if you have any final questions, let's see. TB says gonna be a lot of lobster pots out for the pickle run. Yes. Excuse me. I think one year we went out like opening day, didn't we? Was it opening day or maybe opening week?
Yeah, it was pretty close, but yeah, like you said, a lot of lobster pots. I mean, you could, to Todd's point, you can set waypoints, for save them for later. It's they're not setting them in those locations for no reason. There's some structure there. So
I remember because the very first year I was the mothership, so I did on my boat. And when you guys got the shelter, right, I came back to Mission to load my boat. And on my way back, there was so many lobster pots that it was literally like being like in a Mario Kart, just dodging, moving, getting out of their way. And it was crazy out there. Yeah. So we're going to definitely see a lot of lobster pots out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Dave, anything else you want to say? First of all, let me just thank you, Dave, for coming on. An hour and a half here, guys. Thanks for, if you guys could give me a like and a subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, I definitely appreciate it. 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to rent the hot tub pontoon. Dave, you're definitely invited. We're going to go out there and have a good time on that thing. Been working at trying to get 1,000 subscribers for over 5 years. So hopefully one of these days that'll actually happen. I'm working hard on it. Took a few weeks off, but I'm back in action. Hopefully, I have a show on almost every single week from here forward. So, anything you'd like to share with these guys?
No, just if you're gonna go to Pickle Run, if you're gonna join us, go on the Discord. Find that little that little survey. Click yes, I'm going, or no, I can't make it. So we have a better understanding of our group. But yeah, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, we'll get on the water and we'll get going. We'll make it happen.
That's right, man. That's your leader right there. He's going to be leading us out this year. I'm looking forward to seeing how you do it. You got this, Dave. Thank you, Dave. You're awesome. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Later, everyone.
See you on the water.
See ya.